Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mark from the States. How we doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming. Big Fake Couch today. We're going to revisit with one of our new channels, Alex in Great Britain. We're going down his list of the top 10 prettiest towns in the numerous counties throughout your great land. Today we are in Berkshire. I think that's how he's going to correct me. The top 10 prettiest in Berkshire, we did Bedfordshire. Was the first one. We're just going down his list. He's got a bunch of them on the playlist, so we're going to take a look. And I find they're short videos he goes through. What I love about this series is it's going to be a lot of places I've never heard of. And so I get to see little quick intros to them and get to kind of see what's out there. Like I said, a lot of this I've never even heard of, didn't know existed, so I enjoy that. I love seeing the old, of course, architecture and just the quintessential British village town. But what's also awesome is when all of you come back and say, I live there, used to live there, I grew up there, this, that, and the other, and you tell me a little bit more about it, and so I get to learn a little bit more about it. It's fun for me. Hopefully, for the select few that when you come across a place that holds memories for you, you share them with me, and I'm truly blessed that you share memories with me, because who am I? I'm some guy on the other side of the world through a camera, but we've been doing this long enough that we've all become our channel family, and I sit here and tell you things that that there's a lot of people I'm close with here that I haven't said to. It's just you get comfortable with somebody and you become family, and it's wonderful when a lot of you, and I mean a lot of you, have told me things, that I'm just honored that that I'm in that place with you, and you feel comfortable telling me things, and likewise, I have said some things that have ruffled some feathers, there's no doubt, but that's okay, that's okay. It's okay to disagree, and you don't want everybody to be thinking the same thing. I mean, you want to be able to be different, right? And that's what I love about our channel. Not all of us think the same things. Not all of us like the same things, but we're all willing to experience maybe something new, maybe something we've already experienced before, but helping me understand, And if some of you have asked me questions on how Americans do things, I'm more than happy to help. So we're all trying to make our way in this world, and I feel like I'm truly blessed to have all of you. I guess that's what I want to say. Anyway, kind of going off on a tangent here. This is the top 10 prettiest towns in I'm going to say Berkshire. I have a feeling it's not right, but because I'm just saying it phonetically how it looks to me, how it's spelled. But I'm sure, knowing what I know about your wonderful place, it's not pronounced that way. Before we go, scroll down. Of course, it's super important. Alex has given his blessing for us to watch and learn from his videos. So please, there's a link for this video and a link to his channel. Please go over there and support him. If you have one like or one subscription today, please give it to him. It's really important that we reciprocate and go and like and subscribe to his channel. And he's got a bunch of videos, so I really think you would enjoy it. So please go do that, and then come back and sit on this couch. And here we go. Prettiest towns in Berkshire.
Immediately to the west of London is Berkshire, also known as the
Berkshire.
Royal County of Berkshire. But
Royal
what's
County.
the prettiest towns in this royalty-endorsed county? Well, to find out, I visited them all personally, and my conclusions are presented to you in this top 10 list. As a disclaimer, this is not a social commentary, nor is it a guide on where's nicest to live. It is merely a beauty contest, judged by yours truly. So let's get straight to it.
Straight to the
Number
point.
10. Now, this first entry may come as a surprise to those who know the area, but bear in mind two things. One, that there are only about a dozen towns in Berkshire anyway, so the first few entries are not necessarily complimentary. And two, this town does keep Slough off the list, so it does have that going for it. Sorry, Slough.
Is Slough another town? Okay. Only 12 towns in the county of Berkshire. Seems kind of a modern. So if what we're looking at is indeed this place, and it's kept Slough. So is Slough that bad? It's his opinion. Though it does seem like it would make the top 12.
So the town is Bracknell, which is a new
Bracknell.
town, meaning it was expanded rapidly in the mid-20th century to provide accommodation for those who had lost their homes during the Second World War.
Oh, wow.
New towns have a reputation for having brutalist architecture and a lack of green spaces.
Okay.
Typically, they tend to be thought of as glorified outdoor shopping centres. Bracknell, though, resembles, well, also a glorified outdoor shopping centre, but with a certain respect for greenery, as can be seen from the various trees and flower boxes spread generously throughout. Also, there is a remnant of Bracknell's medieval past in the form of the Bull Inn, dating from the 15th century, albeit with 16th and 19th century alterations.
Okay.
Number 9. On paper, this is a town that has a lot going for it. Situated on a bend on the River Thames, a rich history, and great transport links to London. The town is Maidenhead.
Maidenhead.
Yes,
I've heard
it
of
does
that.
have its fair share of detractors, perhaps on account of the way the modern developments intrude on the older buildings, some of which seem permanently unfinished. But
Thank you.
nevertheless, and call me a Maidenhead apologist if you will, but there
Ooh,
is
I
some
like
beauty
that.
to be found in the town. Number 8. If history's your thing, then this town has got it in spades. So much so, in fact, that it claims to be the oldest continuously inhabited place in Britain. Remains of a Mesolithic settlement from about 10,000 years ago have been discovered here,
Wow.
along with evidence of Bronze and Iron Age settlements. The town is Thatcham, and whilst it does have
Thatcham.
a handful of listed buildings, if you're expecting wall-to-wall historical architectural masterpieces, you may be looking in the wrong place. Nevertheless, there is a certain undeniable charm to this remarkable
Yeah.
town.
I'm digging Thatcham. I don't recall ever hearing about it. Maidenhead, yes, I've heard. I've actually have heard of Slough because that's kind of a unique name, but that's not even on the list. But the first one I didn't know either. It did look modern, and that is why, because kind of really got its going after the World War II, but very historical place, this Thatcham. They all look nice. I mean, certainly they look nice, but they've all looked different, which is nice too.
Number 7. Now, here is a town that epitomizes the clash between ancient and modern.
Yeah, we have
It is the
Tudor.
county town of Berkshire and its largest settlement. I'm, of course, referring to Reading.
Okay,
Like with any big
Reading, I have heard of it. There used to be a jail there. I think we've done a video on that, and a few other things. So I have heard of Reading.
town, there are certain streets that are sheer urban sprawl epitomized, but this is offset nicely by some of the older structures, which remain in place today. This contrast can be seen perhaps
Wow.
most prominently at Reading Abbey Gateway, a remnant of the
Yes,
12th century abbey founded by Henry I,
I've
albeit
heard
with
of
some
this.
19th century restoration. Walk through the gateway and immediately you see The Blade, a skyscraper completed in 2009. The ruins of the abbey itself can be explored free of charge. Other highlights include Reading Town Hall, designed by Alfred Waterhouse, the man also responsible for Manchester Town Hall, and of course Broad Street, where in 1688 James II's hapless army were chased out of town by the forces of the Dutch Prince William of Orange, with the help of the disgruntled townsfolk who shot at them through the windows.
Oh,
William
jeez.
deposed James and became King William III and joint monarch with his wife, Mary II. Number 6.
Before we go on to number 6, Reading looks really cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the list, but so far, Reading and Maidenhead I've heard of. And again, all seemingly very different.
This town is mostly famous for one thing, horse racing, which means I am of course referring to Ascot. The racecourse here was founded in 1711 by Queen Anne to hold the opening race of the Royal Ascot Racing Festival is named
Yes, I've heard of this, of course. I didn't know the town was called Ascot.
after the Queen Anne. The
Look at that.
opening race of the Royal Ascot Racing Festival is named after the Queen Anne Stakes.
Wow.
But the first Royal Ascot wasn't held until over half a century later, in 1768. Today, it is one of the most famous horse racing festivals of them all, noted for its strict dress code, with the men typically wearing top hats.
Huh.
Aside from the racecourse, though, the town itself is as elegant as might be expected, albeit a little on the small side, with the town centre comprising of more or less one street.
Okay.
Number 5. This market town has a unique industrial history. Since the
Digging
medieval era,
this.
it became known for its bell foundry, which supplied bells for many churches in the south of England. The town is Wokingham. It was also home to a community of Flemish weavers in the 16th century, as they escaped persecution from the Spanish Netherlands.
This place looks old. I've never heard of Wokingham, but it looks pretty old. It looks like it still has like a lot of original structures too.
They introduced silk manufacturing to the town, which
Silk.
became a major industry up until 1831, when the last silk factory here closed.
Hmm.
Architectural highlights of the town include Tudor House,
Yeah.
dating from the 16th century, and Wokingham Town Hall,
Wow,
built in
look at that.
1860.
Beautiful.
Being located in the vicinity of both Reading and London, the rustic market town charm of Wokingham comes as something of a surprise.
Yeah.
Number 4. Oozing with history, this
Before it starts, I love the name there. The Elephant at the Market. That's so cool. Corn Exchange. Oh, I've seen something on this. I'm not going to remember, but I have seen something on this.
entry from West Berkshire has been a market town since the 11th century. From the 15th to the 17th century, it became renowned for its cloth trade. The town is Newbury. One
Newbury.
notable clothier was John Winchcombe, also known as Jack of Newbury. A friend to Henry VIII, Winchcombe helped rebuild St Nicholas
That's
Church
nice.
in the early 16th century. Being situated on the River Kennet has provided Newbury with a historical direct link to Reading, whilst the Kennet-and-Avon Canal, which opened in 1794, would provide it with an additional trade link all the way to Bristol. In 1872, the last instance of the use of the stocks in the UK was recorded to have taken place in Newbury.
Huh.
This was a method of public humiliation where the subject's feet were restrained, not to be confused with the pillory where the head and hands were restrained. The subject in question was Mark Tuck, who was sentenced to 4 hours in the stocks for drunkenness. Newbury is the birthplace of Michael Bond, creator of Paddington Bear.
Oh,
Number 3. At the very western end of Berkshire, in the North Wessex Downs, a designated area of outstanding natural beauty, is the town of Hungerford. The charm of this town
Hungerford.
is aided by the presence of three separate waterways which run through it, namely the River Kennet,
Mhm. I love that you can get there by canal boat.
River Dun, and the Kennet and Avon Canal. The High Street contains a vast array of listed buildings, many of which date from the 18th century, and some
Hungerford.
older still.
Yeah.
At its centre is the Town Hall, dating from the 1870s, with a typically Victorian clock tower. Not to be outshined by the High Street, Charnham Street contains a series of historical buildings with thatched roofs, and of course the Bear Hotel, which was visited by William of Orange in 1688, just days before the Battle of Reading, and his subsequent deposition of James II, as he and his wife became joint monarchs, King William III and Queen Mary II, respectively. Number 2. At the north bank of the River Thames, and just 20 miles from central London, is a town whose claims to fame
20
include a
miles.
public school and a dessert featuring berries and cream. But there's nothing messy about Eton itself.
Eton.
The High Street
I
is
think
pretty
I've
much
heard of Eton.
wall-to-wall listed buildings, making it one of the most aesthetically pleasant shopping streets in Berkshire,
Love the
the whole
flags out.
country even. At the northern end is, of course, Eton College, founded in 1440 by the
That's where I've heard of
troubled
it.
King Henry VI.
Eton
Originally, it
College.
provided free education to 70 poor boys, who would then have a direct gateway to King's College, Cambridge, also founded by Henry VI. With the deposition of Henry by Edward IV in 1461 during the Wars of the Roses, certain plans were changed regarding Eton College. Today, it is one of the most prestigious public schools in the UK. Being at the north bank of the Thames means that Eton is just a short walk away from the town that lies just opposite, which just so happens to be number 1.
No way.
Yes, where else but the town that gave its very name to our royal family back during the First World War to escape the German association of Saxe
Windsor.
Coburg-Gotha. Windsor. Of course, it's no secret that Windsor Castle was one of the favoured residences of our late Queen Elizabeth, and many others besides. Its origins go back to William the Conqueror, with various additions being made by a series of monarchs through the centuries. Henry II was responsible for parts of it, including the iconic Round Tower in
That's
the late 12th
awesome.
century, which admittedly was remodelled in the 19th century. Aside from the castle, the
Windsor
town
and
itself is
Eton.
very pleasant indeed. Of particular note is Church Street, with the Tower of St John the Baptist Church visible in the background. Then there's Market Cross House, aka the Crooked House of Windsor, and Windsor Guildhall, both dating from the 1680s. All in all, Windsor truly encompasses the spirit of the Royal County of Berkshire, and I'm not just saying that to avoid committing treason, I'm sure. And those are my picks for prettiest towns in Berkshire. Do you agree? Disagree? And which counties would you like to see featured next? By all means, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Carpenter's
All the
Arms.
footage from this video comes from my flagship channel, 4K Explorer. So if you'd like a closer look at
There
some
you
of the
go.
towns featured, you can check it out via the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.
You too, Alex. Thank you so much. That was awesome. So there's, like, in that first county, I don't think I was familiar with any of the town names. Here, Maidenhead, Eton, of course, Newbury, but of course Windsor. I don't think I knew they were literally across the river from each other. Awesome. I want to go here. I do. I want to go to Windsor. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of those, and a lot of them were different. Whereas that first county, a lot of them seemed kind of similar. At least if I remember the video correctly, a lot of them did. But Here it just seems, yeah, you had like kind of a newer, modern, post-World War town, and then of course you see Windsor here, and what was it, Thatcham, what they say is the oldest, maybe historically might be one of the older ones. Yeah, incredible. I love this. I love this channel. Please go support his other channel. Yeah, 4K Explorer. Thank you to Alex for allowing us to tag along and learn something. I hopefully some of these places resonates with some of you, and you can tell me about it, and your memories or your history that you've lived there or whatever. I really enjoy it. Please send me an email, comment down below. Yeah, this is a fun series, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm already looking forward to the next one. But now, can I remember? That's the thing. It's gone in. It's wanting to leave, especially when something else comes in. I gotta hopefully remember it enough to where I can recall it if something down the road brings it up. But I don't think I'll forget Eton and Windsor are basically sister cities, separated by water, and you could just go over on a bridge. And they're in the county of Berkshire, not Berkshire, Berkshire. That was awesome. Hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Au revoir.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. And he's from